I'm attempting to create a new world record. The longest time in which one has written a short story every day. Why am I doing this? Don't ask me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's instalment. 39. Lies. I hate lying. And I hate telling the truth as well. My hand caught a light, and the pain that ravaged it was simply unbearable. Is that true? She asked. The pain intensified. Yes. My voice was as smooth and unperturbed as could be. The darkness of the apartment, lit only by the moon beyond the window and the light from the room down the hall, was as present and real as her unknowing face, her pure eyes. My vision seemed to tunnel around her, the world becoming incredibly clear, so viscerally real. You know I hate lying. That felt like an insult to my tongue. It felt like an excuse, a manipulation. But really, believe me, it was the truth. The flame that clung to my hand remained hot and burning me, kneading away at my skin until it flaked off and spun into the air like dust. I burned, so nobody else had to. She clutched at one arm with the other, leaning on the wall with both her body and her head. She gave me an endearing, small look, one that obviously crowned a deep-seated appreciation that could only be seen in the crinkles that surrounded her eyes. Thanks, she said, her voice quiet, her voice subtly crackling, like the fire that intensified up my arm. It really did intensify. It engulfed my entire arm. But I refused to wince, to show the pain that angrily bit at me, the pain that thrashed and wailed like the throes of an enraged child, for fear that she would reach out towards me, attempt to rub it better, and catch the flame upon herself. The night went on, we had fun, and the flame largely subsided, but still, in the very backwaters of my mind, the shivering of the flames lapped at the pool of my awareness, keeping me conscious of my lie. It was several days after I had caught a flame that I was faced with knitting a lie once again. My boss asked me if I was feeling alright, since I hadn't managed to meet my quota. The flame burned brighter, white hot, and enveloped the left side of my face and clung doggedly to the skin of my ribcage. You alright? He must have said. Yeah, just caught a tad bit of insomnia is all. I'll stay a bit overtime to make up for it. It was searingly hot, tear-beckoningly hot, so much so that if he had stayed in my office block for but an instant longer, I'm sure it would have burned out my eyes from the inside, choked up my throat, and tore my face in two. And so it did right as his eyes glanced off of me, and I collapsed as much as my chair would allow me to. I had a dream following this, a dream about fire. In it, I was brutally cold, but the world around me was in utter carnage. The woman I loved, the colleagues I treasured, all were up in flame. Whilst I couldn't pinpoint the reason, whilst I couldn't remember why they were being torn apart by the flames, it was as if the words of my truths were carved into the feverish, wavy hands of the fire, if that makes sense at all. So, when I woke up, and my entire body was in the turmoil of the pain of the fire, I swallowed it down, refusing to let the harsh truth of my words escape. No matter what, my tongue must not slip. My words must be articulated and shaped like the statue of a Greek god. I could not allow my world to be engulfed by flames. Because if the world is a flame, even if in body I am cold, in truth, I would be engulfed also.